It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Yeah, we're not afraid here on Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, and Mark J. Victor, my good friend. And I don't know. What do we do together? We're paired up as what?
What do you mean, today or
no? I mean they always like it's the Mark thing or Ernie thing or Ernie and Mark go together thing. Whenever I mention you and we're doing different stuff, or you me, I mean you send me people that need, I don't know, more political type, help or PR than it is legal.
We're just fighters for freedom, man. We're just Americans fighting for freedom.
All of us have different skills, and certainly it's always good to have a really competent criminal defense attorney that's out there taking care of business. And, you probably don't have the same problem that like Judge Buttrick does, because he's kind of in a rarefied, thing up there. There's a lot of little scrutiny going on there, but other attorneys, I would think they respect what you do, and they're more, go get a Mark.
Well, I mean, I'm an advocate. I don't make any bones about it. I'm not neutral. I don't pretend to be neutral. I pick a side. I run with it. I fight the government. That's what I do, and that's what I'm happy to do, and I like doing it, and I'm good at it.
This is one thing. Let me go ahead and put this up. You look at this. What do we got here? Can I hold that up? This is new material that you've given me that we're going to be putting out. And, I got this, Corvette car. I remember you had a Corvette.
Still do.
You like this Corvette thing. You got another Corvette?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, well, it's in the shop right now.
So what happens is this material that you're passing out, you're always, when you do your radio ads and such, and you do a lot of your advocacy and your articles that you write, it's about protecting people when they come into contact with the man.
It's all about that, Ernie. There's all these different areas of the law, but where the rubber hits the road is criminal. I mean, that's where the rubber hits the road. That's where the government has grabbed you and it has said to you, we are trying to put you in a cage like an animal. Right? I mean, that's, as I say, that's where the rubber hits the road. That's where I play. That's where I fight, right there. That's my area.
Well, we might need your help. I got to show you. They're starting to put the bags together that we're talking about. And it's just, it's just little, transportation, what do we call it? Transportation safety accessories opt-out bags. So you get, a couple of new gloves. We got a DVD in there with different information on it. A lot of them are going to be for Liberty. And then we're still printing up a bunch of other cards. We're putting in Mark J. Victor cards, because you're definitely going to need that. I do not consent to any search. No, you always got to have that. And then we have, our Godzilla dosimeter badges for the TSA employees. Now, it's the point that we're making here, and you put it on the back. We're laminating these and we're making these, and what it says is that WeWon'tFly.com, of course, promoting them. But the bottom line, what we're saying is that you're responsible for your own health. Rapiscan and the government, they're always protected from liability. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to sue. You're not going to be able to, to have any kind of recourse from them. They're always protected. So we're going, look, here's a company that you can order. And we found a company, and it's called mpdosimetry.com. And they said, yeah, we were thinking about this TSA thing. We wanted to make the frequent flyers and TSA employees. We love you. This is a great put our website on there. So you go to freedomsphoenix.com, and there's a link to their website. They want to supply these dosimeters, and they're only like $12 to $20, depending on how many you order. And as a TSA employee, you can protect yourself, because I guarantee you, they are not there to protect you. Now, when we go out there tomorrow, we're assembling. We have television crews will be here at 4 o'clock. I told them, wait till then, come in. We'll be done with the show and editing, and we will start putting them together and so on. So they're coming in then. And Mark may be sticking around. We'll have some fun. And what do we do? We tell the law enforcement, and your name came up. I'm going, look, do we have to call Mark?
So who brought my name up? Was it the TSA?
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Because they were talking about Shelton's thing. If you don't ID, I said, well, then you're going to have Mark again on you. And there's a lot of stuff going on. They don't want to be messing with Mark now. Give us a highlight on the update on the baseline killer lawsuit you have against the city.
Yeah, we're moving forward on that case. I represent 4 families of people who were murdered by the baseline killer, which I think in a few months we're going to be able to say is Mark Udo. I mean, he's standing trial scheduled for January of 2011 right now. And the bottom line on that case is the City of Phoenix Crime Lab had DNA evidence that connected right to Mark Udo long before the vast majority of these murders took place. And instead of testing the swab with the DNA on it, they just simply threw it in the freezer and let it sit there for 11 months. And at the end of the 11-month period, they sent it over to the Department of Public Safety, which is our state crime lab. They tested it, and guess what? Bam, hit to Mark Udo, who was in the database for DNA, and man, case over at that point.
Well, the big controversy was the fact that they were hiding it. They could have solved this long before. 7 people are killed, 8 people, and it was just them trying to cover their own tracks, and they're just, ouch quit it between the department. It was just all this incompetence. But what was really interesting for us as libertarians was that they did an enormous bond increase and money to get these new, all the stuff that they promised. If you let us take all your money, well, we're going to give you the bestest, most greatest, wonderfulest protections there ever was.
Yeah, and what it was a total and utter and complete failure of government. And if it has a primary mission, this is it. And they completely botched it, like they almost always do, right? When you finally get to that one time when you actually want the government to do something, and they screw it up.
So now we're at what stage of this? I mean, what really happened is the detectives themselves, they were like, look, man, they were screaming at the crime lab, the politicians,
that's right,
the mayor and the chief of police, and, do your job, make them, we're trying to, and all of a sudden they're finding their advocate is criminal defense attorney Mark J. Victor help them.
That's right. And, what happened just in terms of the case right now is the other side filed a motion to dismiss the case, saying that we didn't file it in a timely manner. And we responded to that very promptly and thoroughly. And the court's already ruled and said they lose, we win. And so we're continuing to forge ahead, and we're going to start setting deposition soon. I'm going to put a lot of people in a chair for several hours, and I'm going to get to the bottom of exactly what happened here.
Wow. Well, I mean, give me top of your head some of the people that have to sit in the chair.
Well, I'm going to try to subpoena Janet Napolitano. She was the governor at the time, and she's going to be getting a subpoena from my office, and we'll see if we can get her here for a deposition. Also, the mayor of Phoenix at the time, chief, and all the way down the chain of command.
Wow. Do you think Janet's going to show up?
I don't know, but it'll be fun to find out. I mean, if she is, if I have anything to say about it.
The reason this case is so important is that it really, a lot of people were very damaged by the actions and inactions of law enforcement here. But it's more than that. I mean, it's a principled argument. It's that when the government, their existence is for your protection. And that's why I brought this up, the Declaration of Independence here. We're talking about the TSA and all this kind of stuff. And there's a part, it talks about securing these rights is the reason why you have government. And when they're destructive to that, it's a right of the people to alter or abolish it. And then it gets down to, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. Well, that's what we're going to talk about when we come back. How far do we have to go down?